I was sitting in my car outside my mother's house, hands shaking, rehearsing the words I'd been too afraid to say for 35 years. My phone kept buzzing. My sister texting, asking where I was. My brother calling, probably to guilt me into staying. My mom had planned a family dinner and everyone expected me to show up like I always did, to smile, to serve, to pretend everything was fine. But I didn't go inside. I put the car in drive, turned off my phone, and went home. For the first time in my entire life, I chose myself. And that single decision changed absolutely everything. Let me paint you a picture of who I was before that moment, because you need to understand how completely I'd erased myself to make room for everyone else. I was the perfect daughter. The reliable one. The one who never caused problems, never asked for too much, never said no. My parents divorced when I was 8, and somehow I became the glue that held everyone together. I mediated their fights, comforted my younger siblings, made sure everyone was okay. I was 8 years old, playing therapist to 2 adults who should have been taking care of me. That pattern never stopped. Through high school, I was the one everyone came to with their problems. My best friend's boyfriend drama, my mom's financial stress, my dad's loneliness. I absorbed everyone's pain like a sponge and never wrung myself out. I went to college close to home because my mom cried when I suggested going out of state, said she needed me nearby, that my siblings needed their big sister. So I stayed. Commuted an hour each way, came home every weekend to help around the house. Met a guy named Tom when I was 23, he was nice enough. Worked in construction. We dated for a year before he moved in with me. I was making decent money as a paralegal, $38,000 a year. He made about the same, but somehow I ended up paying for most things. Groceries, utilities, date nights. He said he was saving for our future. I believed him. We got engaged after 3 years. I planned the whole wedding. He showed up to 2 appointments. My mom kept calling with opinions I didn't ask for. My sister demanded to be maid of honor even though we barely spoke. My brother assumed he'd be walking me down the aisle even though we hadn't had a real conversation in years. I said yes to all of it. Because that's what I did. I said yes. 2 months before the wedding, I found out Tom had been spending his savings on sports betting, lost over $15,000. We had no money for the honeymoon I'd planned. Barely enough for the wedding. When I confronted him, he cried. Said he had a problem. That he needed help. That he needed me. So I canceled the honeymoon. Used that money to pay off his debts. Married him anyway, because people make mistakes, right? And you don't abandon people you love when they're struggling. The marriage lasted 4 years. 4 years of me working full-time while he bounced between jobs. 4 years of covering bills when he came up short. 4 years of family dinners where my mom made passive-aggressive comments about my weight, my career, my housekeeping. 4 years of my sister borrowing money she never paid back. 4 years of my brother showing up unannounced, expecting me to drop everything and help him move, fix his car, listen to his problems. I was drowning. But I smiled through all of it. Because good daughters don't complain. Good wives don't give up. Good sisters don't set boundaries. I started having chest pains at 32. Went to the doctor thinking it was my heart. She ran tests. Everything came back normal. She asked about my stress levels. I broke down crying in her office. Told her everything. She said I was having panic attacks. That my body was trying to tell me something my mind wouldn't accept. She asked me what I did for myself. I couldn't answer. Because I didn't do anything for myself. My entire existence was about managing other people's needs and emotions. She referred me to a therapist. I went once. The therapist asked me to describe myself without mentioning other people. I sat there for 10 minutes in silence. Couldn't do it. I was someone's daughter, someone's wife, someone's sister, someone's friend. But who was I? I had no idea. I left therapy and didn't go back. Too painful, too confronting. Easier to just keep going. Keep performing. Keep disappearing. Then Tom asked for a divorce. Said he'd met someone else. Someone who didn't make him feel like a failure. Someone fun and easygoing. I'd been paying our bills, covering his debts, managing his life, and he left me for someone with less stress. The audacity would be funny if it hadn't destroyed me. My family's response? My mom said maybe if I'd been more supportive, he wouldn't have strayed. My sister said I was probably too focused on work. My brother didn't say anything at all. Just asked if I could still help him move that weekend. I helped him move. Because that's what I did. The divorce finalized. I was 33, starting over and completely hollow inside. I moved into a small apartment. 1 bedroom. Barely furnished. I'd go to work, come home, sit on my couch and stare at the wall. I didn't know how to exist without someone needing me. My mom called constantly, asking me to run errands, watch my nephew, come to dinner. Every time I hesitated, she'd sigh, say she didn't ask for much. That family was important. So I'd go. My sister called when she needed money. Never to check on me. Just when her rent was due or her car needed repairs. I kept giving, because saying no felt impossible. My ex-husband Tom called once, said he missed me. That the new girlfriend didn't understand him like I did. Asked if we could try again. I actually considered it. That's how broken I was. My new therapist, the one I finally went back to 6 months after the divorce, asked me a question that shattered me. If you removed yourself from everyone's life tomorrow, what would you miss about your own life? I couldn't answer. Because the honest truth was there was nothing in my life that was mine. No hobbies. No dreams. No goals. Just obligation and guilt and the desperate need to be needed because I'd never learned to need myself. She gave me homework. Do one thing each week that was just for me. Something I wanted, not something I should do. Something I wanted. The first week, I couldn't think of anything. The second week, I bought a plant. A stupid little succulent. Took care of it, watered it. It felt good. The third week, I went to a bookstore and bought 3 novels. Not self-help books. Not books about fixing yourself or your relationships. Just fiction, escapism, pleasure. I read all 3 in 5 days. The fourth week, I signed up for a pottery class, went alone. Made terrible bowls. Laughed. Actually laughed. And slowly, very slowly, I started to remember what it felt like to want things, to enjoy things. To be something other than useful. My family noticed the change. My mom complained I wasn't answering my phone as much. My sister got angry when I said I couldn't loan her money anymore. My brother stopped calling entirely when I said I was busy. But something was different this time. I didn't feel guilty. I felt relieved. Then came the dinner. My mom's birthday. Family tradition. Everyone was expected to come. Bring a dish. Sit around the table. Pretend we were close. I'd spent every birthday of my life at that table. But this time, the day of the dinner, I woke up and realized I didn't want to go. Not because I was busy. Not because I had other plans. Just because I didn't want to. I didn't want to hear my mom's comments. Didn't want to loan my sister money. Didn't want to perform happiness I didn't feel. So, I sat in my car outside her house, and I made a choice. One chose myself. I texted my mom. Said I wasn't feeling well. Couldn't make it. My phone exploded. Calls, texts, voicemails. My sister calling me selfish. My mom saying I was ruining her birthday, my brother saying I was being dramatic. I turned off my phone. Went home. Ordered takeout. Watched a movie. Went to bed early, and I felt nothing. No guilt. No anxiety. Just peace. The next day, I didn't turn my phone back on. Or the next day. Or the day after that. A week went by. Then too, my mom showed up at my apartment. Knocked. Yelled through the door. I didn't answer. She left a note. Said I was breaking her heart. That she didn't raise me to be cruel. I read it. Threw it away. My sister sent emails. Angry ones. Saying I thought I was better than everyone. That success had gone to my head. Success. I was making $52,000 a year and living in a tiny apartment. But to her, the fact that I wasn't giving her money anymore meant I was rich and selfish. I didn't respond. My brother didn't reach out at all. Which told me everything I needed to know about why he'd stayed in touch before. 3 months of silence. 3 months of just living my life. Working. Going to therapy. Taking pottery classes. Reading. Sleeping without panic attacks. Waking up without dread. I started dating. Nothing serious. Just coffee dates. Dinners. Conversations with men who didn't need me to fix them. One of them, David, was kind. Funny. Had his own life. His own hobbies. Didn't need rescuing. We've been seeing each other for 8 months now. It's easy. Healthy. Equal. I didn't know relationships could feel like this. My therapist asked me recently how I felt about my family. I told her the truth. I don't miss them. I miss the idea of them. I miss having a family that actually cared about me, not just what I could do for them. But that family never existed. What existed was a group of people who took and called it love. I'm 35 now. 2 years since I chose myself. I have friends. Real ones. Who call to check on me, not to ask for favors. I have hobbies. Pottery. Reading. Hiking. I joined a book club. Started volunteering at an animal shelter. I have a life that's mine. My apartment is filled with things I chose. Art I bought, plants I care for. Books I love, it's small. But it's mine. And it's enough. I don't talk to my family. My mom sends birthday cards. I don't respond. My sister sent a message last month saying she was sorry, that she missed me. I read it. Felt nothing. Deleted it. Because apologies without change are just words. And I don't need words. I need peace. People ask if I'm lonely, if I regret cutting everyone off. Here's the truth. I was lonelier surrounded by family who didn't see me than I am now, surrounded by people who do. I was emptier in a marriage where I did everything than I am now, single and whole. I was more lost trying to be everything to everyone than I am now, being enough for myself. Choosing myself didn't make me selfish. It made me sane. It didn't make me cruel. It made me free. It didn't ruin my life. It saved it. Because for 35 years I was everyone's answer. Everyone's solution. Everyone's crutch. And I was nobody's priority. Not even my own. Now I'm my priority. And everything has changed. I sleep through the night. I laugh without forcing it. I make plans without checking if anyone needs me first. I say no without apologizing. I exist without performing. This is what choosing yourself looks like. It's not glamorous. It's not a movie moment. It's quiet mornings and peaceful evenings. It's boundaries that hold. It's relationships that nourish instead of drain. It's knowing that you're enough, exactly as you are, without making yourself smaller so others can feel bigger. I chose myself. And I'd do it again 1,000 times. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more honest confessions about boundaries, healing, and learning to choose yourself. Comment below and tell me, what changed when you finally put yourself first? I'd love to hear your journey. Thanks for listening to mine.